What if one of the most common habits in the world was quietly controlling your brain, your energy, and your motivation without you even realizing it? This is something almost nobody talks about honestly. Not your teachers, not your friends, not even most doctors explain it clearly. Instead, you hear two extreme sides. One side says it's completely harmless, that it's natural, that it's even healthy. The other side says it destroys your mind, your body, and your future. So which one is true? The answer is far more surprising than you think. Because the real danger isn't the habit itself. It's what it does to your brain when it becomes frequent. To understand this, you need to understand what happens inside your brain, seconds after release. The moment it happens, your brain releases a powerful chemical called dopamine. Dopamine is the reward chemical. It's the same chemical released when you achieve something important, when you win, when you accomplish a goal, when you experience pleasure. Your brain doesn't know the difference between real achievement and artificial reward. It only knows one thing: it feels good. But here's where things start to change. Right after dopamine spikes, another chemical rises: prolactin. This is the recovery chemical. Prolactin makes you feel calm, relaxed, sleepy, satisfied. But it also does something else. It temporarily shuts down your drive. Your motivation drops. Your focus weakens. Your brain enters a low-energy state. That's why many people feel tired afterward. Not energized, not powerful, but calm, and sometimes drained. Now, once in a while, this isn't a problem. Your brain recovers, your dopamine resets, everything returns to normal. But when it happens too frequently, your brain begins to adapt, and this is where the real problem begins. Your brain reduces its sensitivity to dopamine. This is called dopamine desensitization, which means the same activities that once made you feel excited no longer feel exciting. Your motivation decreases. Simple tasks feel harder. You procrastinate more. You delay important work. You feel mentally slower, not because you are weak, but because your brain's reward system has changed. And the scariest part is, most people don't even realize it's happening. They just feel different, less driven, less focused, less ambitious. They blame stress, they blame sleep, they blame their schedule, but they never look at the real cause. Their dopamine system is exhausted. You see, your brain was designed for effort-based rewards, working hard, achieving something, earning success. That process strengthens your brain. It builds confidence. It builds discipline. It builds mental toughness. But artificial rewards require no effort. And when rewards come without effort, your brain becomes lazy. Why work hard? When pleasure is easily available, why struggle when reward is instant? Over time, your brain starts choosing easy pleasure over meaningful progress, and that decision slowly shapes your life. You wake up with less energy, you avoid challenges, you lose your competitive edge, you settle for comfort instead of growth, not because you chose to be average, but because your brain was trained to avoid effort. This is why controlling your dopamine matters, not eliminating pleasure, but controlling frequency. Because when dopamine stays balanced, everything changes. Your focus improves, your energy increases, your motivation returns. You feel driven again. You feel alive again. And there's real science behind this. Studies show that excessive artificial dopamine stimulation reduces motivation for real-world rewards. Your brain simply stops trying as hard because it's already satisfied. It has nothing left to chase. But when you reduce frequency, your brain becomes sensitive again. Small achievements feel rewarding. Progress feels exciting. You naturally become more productive. You don't need motivation, because motivation returns on its own. This is why some people suddenly experience massive improvement in their life after changing nothing else. Same sleep, same diet, same schedule, but different dopamine balance. And suddenly, they feel different, stronger, clearer, more focused, more confident, because their brain reset. Now, here's something important most people misunderstand. This habit itself is not evil. Your body is not your enemy. Your brain is not broken. The problem is not existence. The problem is excess. Anything done too frequently changes your brain. Even sugar, even social media, even video games, even junk food. All of these release dopamine, and all of these can weaken your reward system when abused. This isn't about guilt. This is about awareness. Because when you understand your brain, you regain control. And control is power. Now let's talk about energy. Have you ever noticed? Some days you feel unstoppable, focused, sharp, confident. And other days, you feel slow, distracted, unmotivated. That difference isn't random. It's chemical. Your brain chemistry determines your mental state. Balanced dopamine creates drive. Low dopamine creates apathy. And when you protect your dopamine, you protect your future. This is why discipline is so powerful. Discipline protects your brain. Distracted, unmotivated. That difference isn't random. It's chemical. Your brain chemistry determines your mental state. Balanced dopamine creates drive. Low dopamine creates apathy. And when you protect your dopamine, you protect your future. This is why discipline is so powerful. Discipline protects your brain. It protects your motivation. It protects your potential. Because your brain shapes your actions. And your actions shape your life. Now here's the most important truth. This isn't about stopping completely. It's about balance. Because balance keeps your brain healthy. Balance keeps your motivation alive. Balance keeps your energy strong. You don't need extremes. You need control. You need awareness. You need intention. Because every decision you make trains your brain. Every habit shapes your future. Every action builds the person you become. And here's something most people never realize. Your brain is always adapting, always changing, always learning, which means you are never stuck. You are never broken. You can always reset. You can always rebuild. You can always regain control. And when you do, everything changes. Your confidence returns. Your focus sharpens. Your discipline strengthens. Your life moves forward. Not because of luck, but because of control. Because in the end, the real battle isn't against the habit. It's against unconscious behavior. The real victory is awareness. Because once you become aware, you become powerful. And once you become powerful, you become unstoppable.